Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. So I'm gonna do a follow-up right now on the story that we did on Muscleman. That's why I'm using this, but I'm gonna talk about 6 or 7 other videos on here after. So pay attention to this one. Here's the update, because I got some inside information from a friend of this brother Miguel, who's otherwise was called Muscleman. The brother said, I am at work right now, but I know Miguel personally since early 2000. So I was contacted through Facebook by someone who wanted to tell me a few things about Miguel, because I wanted to know the backstory, right? Remember, if you haven't seen the video before, him get dashed for in a Jamaica, surrounding some, and the 2 people that did it were both security guards. And after they did it, they drove themselves straight to the police station. Right? If you haven't seen that video, go catch up on the video. But here's the update that we didn't know. This person said, I have known Miguel personally since early 2000s. He went to Van Buren High School in New York City. He used to hang around Jamaica Avenue, Kings Park off Jamaica Ave while he was in New York. And while he was here, he was part of a crew that was called the Gun Squad from 40 Projects. He was also a Crip. However, I am a Blood. Alright, so right away we get into Crip and Blood, gang life. We get into, he's part of a crew. If you hear the name of the crew, it's called, he was part of a crew, it's called the Gun Squad. Right? Alright. So right away, I could guess what's in the minds of 90% of the people that are listening to this. Now, it goes on to say that he was a Crip, but I am a Blood. But once we met though, through my homeboy, we became cool because we was both Jamaicans. We started robbing people together on Jamaica Ave. Miguel always had muscles. Guess that's why they call him Muscleman, right? He got locked up in the early 2000s for robbery. He made the news in Queens when he ran out of the courtroom. He got as far as the street and got caught hiding in a white lady's backyard. He told me this via phone call from jail personally, and I was familiar with this story, but I didn't know it was him. He got locked up serving a 5-year bid, but he did 3 years and he turned Blood while inside of prison. Let me stop right there and say this. So Miguel was a Crip and he turned Blood in prison. Now that could be a survival tactics, and a lot of people have been telling them that I'm going to do a video where I talk about incarceration in the United States of America, especially for West Indians. West Indians, not meaning those who born in the US but have Jamaican parents. I'm talking about those from the Caribbean islands that came to the Caribbean islands with a thick accent but had to assimilate, and we assimilated into many different cultures, customs. The neighborhood we live in, our environment played a big, huge role, and the structure of our family. Like if we were brought over into a weak family, single mother, things rough pon mommy, outside is nothing but gangsters right outside my door. Like when I used to live in Brooklyn, New York, it wasn't hard to get drugs if you wanted drugs, right? It was right downstairs. Literally, as soon as I opened my door, it was right there. It was in my hallway in the building in which I lived. So you can easily get caught up in things. You want to sell drugs, or you want to get with a crew that rob drug dealers. If you got the guts for it, you can go right ahead, because all those opportunities are there. If you want the prostitution for the female them, or you want trick man as they call it, or whatever, it's right there. It's just the environment we come up in. So anyways, have you ever noticed, like, check Icamos. Icamos did time in prison. Check Buju Banton. Buju Banton did time in the US in prison. Every last one of them. And check Muscleman. They said that Muscleman had muscles already. It's a thing in New York where we like work out in a public park, do pull-ups on the stoplights and push-ups on the concrete and all that, and get your summer body physique on. But It's more definitely for sure. If you're incarcerated, you come out with what they call a prison body, and that prison body is usually like something like what Muslim look like. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm just saying that the backstory to his story is very interesting. He was a Crip. He got locked up for robbery. He was a part of a crew called Gun Squad. He ran out of the courtroom and made the news. And he was caught hiding in somebody's backyard, a white lady backyard, down the road. Right? He turned blood in prison. And all this stuff we didn't know about him. So he said he turned blood in jail and got into a gang war between the blacks and Spanish. We wrote back and forth, and he thought he was coming home to New York. However, he got deported, and years went by and no one heard from him. Then one of our mutual friends said to me that, yo, he got deported. And I reached out to him, and I didn't know if he was embarrassed or if he was disappointed, but he wasn't speaking to his old friends in America. The last time we spoke, he said that he was trying to come back to America and he will be there soon. I was planning to go visit him in Jamaica in the near future, but last Saturday we actually kept a memorial. We kept a send-off at Kings Park for him, and I must tell y'all that I have pictures of the send-off and everything at Kings Park for him. As to his personality, we don't talk much. He does not talk much. He's a cool, laid-back kind of guy. He didn't pick fights, but he will fight. And he was just a guy who liked to hang around the gangsters or like people in the streets. But he wasn't a bad dude, not a troublemaker at all. I also know his brother, and his brother is still here. And word that he's going down to Jamaica to handle it. I don't know if he did, but thank you for covering my friend's story. It hurt, but you shed light on him, and thank you. But to me, he had two life. And anyone who wants to know who came you that information, how you came by that information, or who gave you that information, tell them it was Triple OG Flames from out of Brooklyn, New York. Everyone knows us for robbing people back then. I don't do that anymore now. He said I don't do that anymore now, right? But that's what they were known for in New York. Now, that begs to a bigger discussion, because there's I'm gonna do a video about 5 people deported from the UK that were killed all in the space of 1 year in Jamaica, and we have to start asking, I wonder if somebody took a trip to Jamaica and saw him and get him set up and say, yo, I want to dash a boy there because him robbed me and robbed me things in New York, and this is where he's at. Okay, you know, these kind of things come into play, but that's the update to that story right there. I didn't show the pictures on here from the memorial because alright, so look at the icon. The icon is going to tell you everything. Make sure you search the channel and find these icons. This story right here, I swear, when God was making idiot, him probably make this youth with some extra idiotness in him. I don't know, and I don't want to sound too bad against the youth, but you know, this is a perfect story of good people always get used and then dash away. And you really need to check out this story. This brother needs some serious help. That's all I can say about that one. But that was a good, very entertaining story. One of the biggest stories for the week, though, for me, is this story right here. About this brother right here from my part of Jamaica, Clarendon, Effortsville to Maypen is where he runs his taxi route. And you are talking about an upstanding citizen and a father, a single father, that does not only for his children, but for everybody else in his community, especially for the children them, him just don't left them out. And we're taking up donations, but to help him to purchase a new vehicle or a newer vehicle. Stay tuned for that. I did this video and it created a lot of waves where I said I was going through some changes. People have accused me over the years, oh, you bleach, oh, you shave your face, you need to grow back your beard, all kind of something, and a lot of other stuff spun off from this one video right here. Very interesting video. I think you need to go and see that one as well. Alright, that was just some insight and uplifting my people in the early morning with my program that's called Morning Thoughts. Now, this review was serious. Vibes Cartel resurrected Sham Sharp, and he really did, one of our true heroes, right? And I think, don't mistake me, I mean don't quote me, but I think honestly this is the biggest song out of Jamaica for 2019 and one of Vybz Kartel's biggest song. No slackness not in there. Beer education and upliftment. You need to go and hear this one. Stand strong. This right here, I'm encouraging everybody to please go and check out our family vlog channel. It's called BRAINS&THEBEAT, and we actually did a road trip recently. Well, road and sky, because we took plane and driving a lot. But it's just like it said, from Philly to New York to Connecticut and back to Florida, all in the space of one weekend. And little Kai is growing up, as everybody could see. Tomorrow he turns 1. So happy birthday in advance, my prince. Now, on to this one. The raids are coming, just as promised. A lot of people are saying, Trump just a bluff. But the man is promising to let out the ICE agents and to scoop in the people by the millions. And in this video, you hear what it is you need to do, the 4 things you need to do if you're caught up in this. And you also get to hear about people that are pretending to be ICE agents with the whole uniform and everything. And they're not. And they're just robbing immigrants. Alright, so check that video out. It has some very valuable information in it that you can pass on to others as well. I for sure know that the raids are coming. Whoever says it's not, we will see. I don't think this man is joking, and I think he wants to have a second term as president. But you don't know that go already. Now, moving on right along. The other video that I did for the week, which I thought was huge, was why. Here's why. Which was why we like others more than we like ourselves. And in this video I spoke because somebody came back from Jamaica, Black American came back from Jamaica and spoke about the way how he noticed that black Jamaicans treated black people no matter where they came from, as opposed to how they treated the white people that were there. And that one was very deep. You need to go hear that one. Very, very deep. Of course, we've been staying up with the whole immigration thing, keeping people abreast, and this is when he first said starting this week they will be leaving. In the video that was posted recently, we gave an update to the raids, why they were postponed, how long they were postponed for, when they're going to be starting again, and all this other stuff. So stay tuned to those videos, especially if you have any family members that need to know about what is going on in the immigration climate. Alright, now this video right here, I talked about how we needed conflict resolution in Jamaica because it seems like violence is a part of our culture, and we can actually just kill each other and then go eat a plate of food and act like nothing happened. It's a real video of a brother that just committed murder, and he's standing there talking to a police officer. Look at the way the police interacted with him. Listen to the things that he said to them, they said to him, his demeanor and everything else. Very interesting take. This one right here now with Andreen. Andreen is still not found. She's still missing. Her husband is still out here playing suspect. Her cousin has moved into her house, taken over all her stuff, including her child, and also her business, and her husband, and the same cousin was also in Jamaica sleeping with her boyfriend that she had in Jamaica. A very interesting story as well. May I tell you now, when things mix up, it really mix up, boy. But go listen to that one there. Now, over here, undocumented can get driver's license. You know Donald Trump is not happy about this because I explained to you in the video what you can do with a driver's license. You know what I'm saying? When you're an undocumented immigrant, it leads to other things that they definitely don't want. But I'm just here to bring the news and open discussion. Very interesting video as well. And of course, we had to give you a vlog, and this was our last out of Jamaica vlog, where we were in Jamaica and Brains a pack up in the morning to leave, and she wrap the aki and these kind of things in newspaper. You know, we'll bring with food go foreign and them kind of something there. Very nice vlog. These videos don't get much views because it's not talk about killy and anything like that, but it's very scenic. A drive through Clarendon and Manchester. And of course, so So this video was the biggest video of the week on the channel, and this video right here is live from inside GP, which is General Penitentiary in Jamaica, and it's not a nice place. But the people in there actually got a camera phone in, and they're talking about the conditions in there. You're talking about people with raw sewage floating by and them doo-doo in a bucket, and man I get stabbed up 6-7 man stabbed up per day, and rehabilitation, and there's nothing to rehabilitate them. And I was telling my audience that we must remember that these people, a lot of them, they're not gone forever. They will come back to our neighborhoods, and when they come back to our neighborhoods, we better be prepared for the wrath that is coming back, and the anger and the dysfunction that will be returning to our neighborhoods with them. So we better advocate for better conditions for them, although they are prisoners. Leave your comment in the comment section below and go check out the videos. I'm out. Peace.